Hey guys, Jared Weggeland here from Folks Group Florida, Keller Williams Realty. It's Tuesday. That means it's Real Estate Roundup. Let's have a look at what's going on in Central Florida real estate. And please, if you're on YouTube, subscribe so you can get all our latest updates each week. All right, Central Florida, new pending home sales drop by 17 points. This particular week, the sales prices are up 11.14% year over year. And the listing price decreased 17.6%. So what does all this mean to you and me? Let's look at the details. This particular week, the average home sold was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home in Lakeland, Florida at 1,872 square feet, which is almost the same as it was last week. The average days on the market is down from 49 days to 44 days. However, if you're looking at the 12-week moving average, that has plateaued. So even though we've had a week-over-week change, it's pretty stable around that 45-day mark. The sold price to list price went up from 96% last week to 98% this week, and that is more normal. If you remember last week, we had a couple of anomalies in there with a very, very low price per square foot. There were stinkers that we're trying to get rid of. This week, the list price per square foot went way down to $192.17. And the sales price per square foot went down to $188.87. So I had to look at that because that's abnormal. We were at $200 and $192 last week. So I did look, and there was a couple that were stinkers. Again, $77 a square foot, $97, $100. It's just very low compared to everything else. So that did drive the average down. This week's list price was $352,827 on average. And this week's sold price was $346,871. Now, both of those numbers are down from last week. However, for the same week last year, the actual sold price is up over 11%. So people who purchased the same home last year have enjoyed an 11% equity boost since then. So if you have any friends telling you, I really want to wait for these interest rates to go down, not great advice. Because the homes keep going up, we still have more buyers than we have sellers. That means those prices will continue to go. And if the government keeps printing money, then inflation will continue, and that means those values will continue to increase. This particular week on the sold price, as I mentioned, it was lower than last week, and there was a few homes on there that sold for very inexpensive, $67,000, $90,000, $126,000, and those were anomalies. They didn't go with the normal average at all. All right, looking at our new listings, new solds, new pendings. The pendings for the county went way down, 17.3%. That's a pretty big change. However, it's week over week. So we had 306 sales this week in the county, in Polk County, which is around that 400 mark. And the 400 isn't crazy. Last week we had a very good week. In Polk County, we had 94.4% of all listings. 94.4% of all new pendings, homes removed to the market, were replaced by listings, and that's down from last week. However, in Lakeland, we're up a little bit to 95.7%. If we look at our cancellations, withdrawn, expired listings, it's actually down. All of those are down this particular week. But if we look at the 12-week average, that looks like there's a bit of a plateau happening there as well. So just simmering along quite flat. We talked about our month of housing supplies. We haven't got the new numbers in for the previous month. So the latest numbers we have is 2.72 months of supply. We have 6 months is needed supply for equilibrium. And we have less than half of that. So we have 45% of the needed homes. That means for every 45 homes available, there's 100 buyers. So still very strongly in the seller's market category. If we look at the price drops for this week, this was interesting. For the whole area, there were 17.6% less listings that had a price decrease this particular week. So that goes to that year over year increased pricing number. It just makes sense. And that was in the county as a whole. And in Lakeland, price drops decreased by 11.3%. That means we had more listings that had price drops last week than this week. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Please look at the notes below. Click on the links if you have any information, and definitely ask us about the home swap. It makes the selling process much easier. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.